Hello again, everyone. This is Terry Earthwind over at Consortium, and I have Rita McGrath with me. Rita, I am so glad that you stopped by for a quick chat with us here today.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for thinking of me.
Oh, it's a pleasure is mine. She's got an incredible book. I bet she has it handy too. It's about
Oh,
thinking
I do.
around some corners, you
Promo
know?
opportunity.
Yeah, book opportunity. It's a great book, people.
Thank
It's
you.
on the order form for me. That's right.
That's great.
And so these chats are short, and so I'm going to give you the question. Rita McGrath. So what are you doing?
A lot. I think one of the most interesting things I've started to do is what we're calling Friday fireside chats. I have an actual fireplace. And I've been inviting people who I just think have some positive messages for the world and who I like and who I think are interesting, just to join me for an hour. It's similar to this in format. So we've had David Ulrich, we've had Alex Osterwalder, we've had Sally Helgeson, upcoming. Oh, and we've had Rebecca Henderson, who has a fabulous new book out called Reimagining Capitalism in a World on Fire.
I saw
She's a
that.
one, yeah, she's just great. And we'll be having the recordings of those available soon. And so it's been a really, really great new thing that people have been finding kind of to be useful. So you can find out about upcoming fireside chats if you go to my website, which is ritamcgrath.com. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see the blog there, and that's got the schedule and links for all the upcoming ones.
Very nice. Very nice. Weekly fireside chats. I remember somebody back in history about 100 years ago made fireside chats quite popular. Do you remember that?
I
Well,
do.
you and I obviously aren't old enough to go be active participants in that, but we probably read about it at some time with FDR's famous fireside chats.
Absolutely.
So
The other
wonderful.
thing that I'm working on is some technology to help companies sort of figure out where they are. And I've got a 5-step process that helps you rationalize your portfolio, but also identify new opportunities and plan for them in a smart way. So as companies are sort of working their way through what this crisis means for them and what the post-crisis world might look like, they really are finding the tools to be very helpful.
I like it. Can you expand on that a little bit? That
Sure.
sounds interesting.
Yeah, sure. So I write about it in my monthly newsletter. So that's another thing that I'm doing. So step one is really do an active portfolio review. And,
Mhm.
and after a long period of expansion, people's portfolios collect a lot of junk. It's like your closet, right? Everything kind of gets thrown in there. And the first discipline is to really go and look at what you're working on. Second discipline is to revisit your strategy and come up with a set of what I call screening statements. So a screening statement is something that connects your sort of lofty 30,000-foot strategy with an actual criteria for decision making. Then you rank order all the stuff that you're working on by how well it does on the screens and make some healthy disengagement decisions. So that should free up some resources. Then we go and look where your capabilities might be relevant to new opportunity areas. So as an example, there's a company in Connecticut that makes shutters, and nobody's buying shutters right now, but those same capabilities can be changed to make protective equipment. So they've pivoted their business, they've doubled their
Very
staff,
nice.
and they're running full scale. And the last piece of it is planning for these new things, but in a discovery driven way, which means instead of a sort of big monolithic plan that suggests you're right, what you do is you break it into smaller pieces and rapidly iterate. So it's kind of like what you might have heard about in the lean startup movement. And we use that to plan new things. And hopefully what that does is allows you to use the crisis thoughtfully by getting rid of stuff that isn't really promising, but also get your business into new opportunity areas.
Lovely, lovely. It falls very nicely to a strategy program we have over at the consortium here at Evolutionary Healer, where we're talking about people. Okay, what's coming out of this pandemic? Who's still going to be working for you? What's the doors look like when they open?
Mm-hmm.
And who's supplying you now?
Mm-hmm.
Like tourism and health, hospitality, et cetera. It's like thankfully there's some illegals out there picking fruits and vegetables so people have something to eat, because this is going to be a interesting paradigm to come out of.
It will be. And I think we're learning how fragile so much of our emphasis on efficiency has made us. And
Yes.
so I think we're starting to see more of a willingness to budget for resilience.
Absolutely. Rita McGrath, thanks for stopping by and telling us what you're doing.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Evolutionary, eve of illumination, healer to heal or end suffering. Evolutionary healer.